podcast. This is ALLLV TV. We are a platform for individuals that honestly just offer up a lot of inspiration to me personally that I've met, and I'm like, we got to share this with the world. These individuals are actually pioneers in their own lives. They walk to the beat of their own drum and just really living life on their own terms, unplugging from the matrix and letting love lead the way in all that they do. Today on the podcast, I am honored to have Mr. Nas of Kemet Roots. Y'all may know him as Mr. Vegan. I've been calling him Mr. Vegan. Do you prefer Mr. Vegan?
Mr. Vegan, Nas, either or.
Either or, okay. Well, thank you for being on our very first episode.
No, thank you for having me.
Yes. And we've been talking before we actually even started this episode. I think y'all will be seeing a lot more of us.
Yeah, we got a lot in store for you guys.
Yes. So Nas, we're going to get right into it to pack as much just wisdom and medicine for the people as we can. You are a raw, transitional, and vegan chef.
Yes.
Is that correct? Can you let, for those people who are watching, let them know what's the difference between raw, transitional, or being fully vegan, or even vegetarian?
I mean alkaline.
Oh, and alkaline. Okay.
Yeah, well,
what are the
alkaline,
differences?
it's alkaline, transitional, and raw.
Okay.
Like raw meaning the food is not cooked. Transitional, I consider that trying to find food that people that's coming off like the meats that they can connect with, but it's vegan.
Okay.
Because the raw food sometimes is very hard for people to get with when they're just coming off eating like dead flesh, and to serve them raw, alive, electric food can be quite difficult sometimes. So I start them off with the transitional because that's like you getting the southern food, you getting the Asian foods, and as far as the alkaline, you can't make certain foods. Alkaline using like garlic. Garlic is highly acidic, so you wouldn't use garlic for an alkaline dish, but you can use it for a transitional dish. And I don't like to start people off with the alkaline because sometimes it's too aggressive because they're not familiar with the food.
Okay, and you want it to be sustainable. You don't want to turn them off.
Yes, I want it to be like genuine. I want people to like they made it comfortable for themselves to eat the food instead of me forcing things or putting things in front of them.
So then that way it becomes truly a lifestyle.
Yes.
In a way. Perfect. How did you get here? Tell me a little bit about your journey and how you made the switch from eating dead flesh and dairy to now being alkaline and plant-based.
It was definitely a slow journey. It was a slow journey. My mom had married a Muslim back in like 2008, and he stopped us from eating pork. And then like a couple years later, I stopped eating beef from my cousin. He just woke up one day and said he's not eating beef because it was making him slow. And back during this time, I didn't have any information. It was more like me just following.
Okay.
But I wasn't realizing how good it was making my body feel, like getting off these chemicals. Because along with getting off of meat, you're getting off of chemicals.
Right.
So realizing that how my body was just adjusting being off of it, one day I tried to revert just out of spite to make my stepdad mad, and I went to go buy some pork. And I ate it, man. I was flipping sick, man. I could have to take me to the hospital because we didn't know what it was. Because I wasn't thinking at the time it was the meat I was eating. Because I'm just thinking like I just didn't go a period without eating. I didn't realize that it was that harmful towards the body.
And people don't realize like we have to actually have the certain enzymes to break it down.
Yes.
So when you stop, and then the bacteria, because once you clean it out and you don't have that bacteria that's present in those meats, and you put it back in your system, your body will be like, what?
Yeah, your body not gonna be able to recognize it.
What's going on here? Why are we doing this? So it started with your mom, Mary, and your stepdad.
Yes.
And then you cut out meat. Then you put the pork back in, got sick, and
then
what happened next?
Next, I went to eating actual cheese. Cheese was very, very hard for me. Cheese and seafood, because I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
Maryland is a big seafood. I'm talking about
crab.
Crab cakes. And, we don't use no filler. Like this is a real crab cake. But that's when the information started to come in, because that's when I started to get into college. Because for a while I still was eating the cheese and I still was eating the seafood, but I enrolled into Morgan State and I studied into health communications and health education and concentration in communications. Okay. And that's when I started just to get exposed to different health practitioners, different people in the health field, and I started to learn about food. And I came across Dr. Sebi, and I was like, dang, this food that
The
bad.
grandfather.
Yeah. And I was like, man, this food that bad. And I was trying to figure out why, like, I cut the chicken out, I cut the pork out, I cut the beef out. I'm thinking seafood was okay. But you learn, like, all the stuff that they spill in the waters that the fish is just consuming. And then if it's not in the waters on the farm, it's like they in these small areas where they just eating each other. They roaming around feces. And then you see videos and clips of them cleaning the fish. Because when you get the fish, it looks perfect. Like, it looks ready to cook. They don't show you taking the parasites out, cleaning the dead parts. They don't show you any of that because you wouldn't eat it anymore.
You wouldn't. I recommend people actually go see that process, or at least watch some of the documentaries that show
definitely,
it. It's
definitely. Like What the Health is definitely a great documentary for people to watch.
That one. Have you seen Forks Over Knives?
No, I haven't seen
That's
that one.
another good one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check that one out.
Yeah. So you went to school, started learning, came across Dr. Sebi.
Came across Dr. Sebi.
And then slowly started transitioning more things out of your diet to go alkaline, or did you just jump right into it once you came across Sebi information?
Well, I never tried to go like completely alkaline just until like recently, because I learned that alkaline is the only way that you can heal your body. Given you can be vegan, it sounds good, but being vegan is not healthy. Being healthy is healthy. And that's like a misconception that people had, just because like they're getting off like the dead meat, the dead flesh, and they're eating vegan food, but it's not healthy. If you're eating rice, potatoes, these are starches. These are things that's just gonna sit in your body. It's not provide any type of nutrition towards the body. But when you're trying to heal the body, you need real food, real nutrition. That's things that's created by Mother Nature.
And that alkaline, that people don't realize, no disease can exist in an alkaline body.
Not
so
at all.
It's like, when I learned that, I was like, it's so crazy how they've complicated the whole medical field. You can gotta go to school for 8 years and read all of it and study all of these different ailments and diseases and which medication. No, it's really simple. What you put in your body. If our bodies are alkaline, there will be no disease.
Well, it's definitely simple. It's hard now because we disconnected. Like, we're disconnected on so many levels, mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, we can't even communicate to each other if a person do have an ailment. We ignore the signs, one, because we don't know, or two, just because we feel like we can just endure, just because of things that our people been throughout time, like whether slavery, sharecropping. We just ignore everything. That's why it's really critical for podcasts like this, people that specialize in healing and cooking, to come to light, to show people the different alternatives that we have.
Yes, Ashe. I think that's kind of one of the intentions behind the podcast. It's just to be able to share this type of information, because we don't learn it in school. We don't learn it. This is stuff that we've had to go out and trial and error and research on our own. And it's like, why wouldn't we learn this as kids? You know what I mean?
Nah, they ain't gonna do that.
We wouldn't have to do all this unlearning, but we're doing it now.
Yes, definitely.
We're doing it now. So, thank you for like being a pioneer with us out here being the lights. I was talking to a friend early on the call with Nelly, and he was saying that his godfather explained to him like what's going on in the world today. Like, the analogy was like what's going on in the body. So when you have a dis-ease, all the white blood cells come together to attack the dis-ease. And then it's up to the red blood cells to come and counter that and coagulate and get into the healing. So all of us who are walking in our purpose and, you know, shining the light, we the red blood cells for the collective that are coming to coagulate and bring the light and bring the healing. Yeah, I was like, that was a really good for there. What is something that you've learned about yourself on this journey?
I'm fire in the kitchen. Like, I really like that in the kitchen.
Hey.
Before I started cooking, I didn't really necessarily have a passion. I was kind of like, consider myself like a journeyman. I didn't necessarily know what I was going to do in life. I was in the Army for 4 years. I worked for about 7 years in armed security and in between hotels. And I joined the military for 4 years. And that's literally everything they tell you to do. Go to the Army, go to school, or get a job. I did all of them. But the passion that I get from cooking, and then the reaction that I get from people and how it makes me feel, even though the monetary value is not there yet, but I know it's gonna come. Just gotta keep grinding, connecting with people, diversifying my food palette. But just the feeling that I'm getting, man, it gives me a whole different type of light, a whole different type of energy. Like when I'm going in the kitchen to cook, it's therapy for me. Like I clear my mind. Like, 'cause that's another thing when it comes to like private chef. I think it's very, very important to have a private chef, just as important as having a lawyer, because this is something that you're putting in your body, and what you put in your body is how you function. So literally, the diet that I can help people get on or help people transition to, it will only help you perform better in your daily life.
Y'all heard that. Mr. Vegan, that was so y'all can hire Mr. Vegan. Y'all can call him at 1-800-GET-RIGHT.
GetRight.com.
GetRight.com. But no, that's so true. People don't realize this is our biggest real estate. Our bodies. We have to take care of it. This is what our soul's journey is. Why we're here on this earth. And if we don't feel good in it, we can't fully walk in our purpose.
And just for the people that say, like, I guess being vegan is expensive, or getting a private chef is expensive, what you think the doctor gonna charge you? And then giving, you got to think about, I'm coming to y'all may be coming to me. Once you get in their hands, damn, they don't let go. Because as soon as it lets, for example, they may give you something that helps your heart, and then on the back end is killing your liver. So now they gotta give you something for your liver. Now they giving you something for your liver. That shit hurting another organ. You literally, it's going to be a circle. You're not getting out. With a private chef, I'm literally going to teach you how to, one, cook the food if you do want to learn, or I can cook it for you. And that's going to give you a whole new type of feeling, like feelings you haven't had before, feelings that we've been ignoring, we've been hiding because of things that we're putting in our bodies, blocking signals. Like our body can't connect with the food that we're putting in our system.
And then not only can it not connect with the food we put in our system, but then connecting, like you said, with each other, connecting with Mother Earth. And this is how we, have so much dissension amongst us, because we're not even connecting with ourselves.
Yes.
And it's starting with the food what we put in our bodies. It's just so integrative. I can definitely vouch for that. If you think it's too expensive to get a private chef, I can tell you, my mom, I took care of her for 7 years. It started with her heart, and it actually started with resistant hypertension. Like she, no matter what, even with changing her diet at first, that her high blood pressure was persistent. But it was because the medical system also doesn't look at us as integrative. It's what we put it in our bodies, but also our mind, our emotions, and our soul. So people have emotional. I'm sure you might even see this as you have clients that are emotional eaters.
Yeah.
Most of us that overeat is not even because we're really hungry, it's because it's from emotions. And so what her doctors didn't realize, she had a lot of trauma from her childhood that she hadn't been able to process and heal and work through, and a lot of inner child work. So no matter what medication they gave her, the issues were still persistent because it was starting on an emotional and a spiritual level first. And I was just like dumbfounded and even taken back and upset once you really realize that they're just giving a pharmaceutical, just giving medication that's, like you said, it's for the heart, but then your liver messed up, then your liver messed up, then the kidneys messed up, and then then your electrolytes could be out of balance, then you're having seizures, then you're losing your memory. It just doesn't stop. They don't want us to be healthy. It's that the real money is in keeping people sick. So this is the revolution, realizing that we are our own doctors, we are our own healers, as long as we can be responsible and committed to what we put in our bodies, is the key. And that's why having people like you who can educate, make it fun, and make the food taste good.
Yeah, we get the job done here at Ken & Reese. We like dentists in that kitchen.
A dentist in the
all
kitchen.
5 taste buds.
Elaborate. What does dentist in the kitchen mean?
Dentist in the kitchen, like, a dentist is like one of the only surgeons that can't make a mistake. Like, I mean, they can, but they can't. Like, I don't know if you know, but that dentists have the highest occupation for suicide because of perfection.
Really? I didn't know that.
Because of perfection. Because you got to think about, as a dentist, they're working on the mouth. You smile, open your mouth all the time to do multiple things. But with, like, I don't know, a plastic surgeon, you got to repair your arm. It can be like some crazy scarring tissue in your arm. You can cover it up, though, with a shirt or something you can just put over. But a dentist, literally, like, you use your mouth, like, to smile, like, to whatever. So it's just like that. it being like perfection, I take like that same mindset in the kitchen.
Hey.
I don't play when it comes in the kitchen. I have not had a bad review yet.
Not a one bad review
Not one bad review yet. And I will openly talk about that. I said on all platforms. I'm like
Not
Floyd
one
Mayweather.
bad review yet. But we're about to add to the 5-star review as soon as we finish this podcast. We're going to get into the tacos. Another quick question for you. I know that this is your passion and this is what lights you up. Aside from you being in the kitchen and that being your therapy, are there any other self-love practices that you do on a regular?
You said self-love practices? Meaning like, can you elaborate when you say self-love? You mean like just taking care of myself or doing something that I enjoy like with myself, like as far as in foraging?
That's a form of self-love, I feel.
Yeah, foraging definitely had to be number one for me. That was like my first form of therapy when I was in the military, because soldiers are really, really depressed and stressed. And I picked up a lot of habits. And then when I got introduced to foraging, when you forage, you're looking at everything that's around you, so it's kind of hard to be constantly thinking about what's on your mind or what's affecting you, because you're trying to figure out what's in your surroundings. So when I realized that foraging was like an escape for me, because I literally wasn't thinking about the army, wasn't thinking about any of the stressors. I'm out here trying to identify different herbs that I can take back, different mushrooms that I can use in the kitchen, whether that's for cooking or for making different tinctures or something medicinal with.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Oh yeah, the woods have so much to offer that the grocery store would never.
Again, something that we don't even get taught about. Like what could be growing right in our backyard.
Oh man.
It's crazy. When it comes to the education piece, do you incorporate that a lot into like your content, and do you offer any type of workshops or?
I got things in works. Nothing solid as of right now as far as the educational piece, except for the cooking classes. And I do offer cooking classes for anyone that's interested, whether that's transitional, raw, or the alkaline.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was meaning, like cooking classes. People can actually book you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can definitely find me on KimmyRoots.com or Instagram, Facebook, Mr. Vegan, or Kimmy Roots.
Hey, okay. One other question that I had for those transitioning is, especially for my friends, all y'all out there with kids, how do they incorporate the plant-based lifestyle into the food for the kids?
Season.
Yeah.
Man, I got so much information. I do a lot of reading. Like I wanted to talk about like when you talking about your mom. I'm like, damn, they would have put her on the fast. Your blood pressure doesn't go up or down when you're fasting.
My mom is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll say it later.
And literally, the body is one of the smartest computers on the planet. Is the smartest computer on the planet. It literally tries every day to fix itself, but at the same time, we try every day to harm it. It's because we don't sleep right. We got the wrong relationships, because people take your energy too. So you gotta be. That's another thing. When I transitioned to like being vegan, you can't be around people that's eating this meat and you trying to change your lifestyle, your life, because it's gonna be a delay, because you constantly got this person, why you doing this, why you doing that? That's negative. I'm trying to heal myself, and you sitting here telling me why I ain't trying to kill myself. That's what the person is saying, and they may not know, but that's hurting me if I'm trying to heal, and I'm only delaying my process. That's why I like, man, sometimes you gotta isolate from people in order to really like strengthen yourself. Then you can go back, because it's hard dealing with people when you're in fire. But if I'm able to step away from that fire and I can come back with water, I can then, it may not put the fire all the way out, but it'll make it get lower, and then I can come back with water again, and I might put it out. But it's consistent and repetition that I learned with being with people. Like the reason why I feel like people change is because they constantly hear things.
And the repetition,
Yeah.
planting the seeds. Oops. We gotta start.
I'm glad you recorded that. I'm glad you recorded that.
So we gonna get that shot over
Yes.
here.
But Dick Gregory invested $1 million himself. Like he ain't had no backing, nothing. He said, I want to see what the body does when it's really starving. And that's what he did. He like starved himself, but in like a hospital, just to see how his body will function.
And how do they function?
I was saying his blood pressure. That's how they found out like the blood pressure doesn't go up and down when the body is fasting, and that the body, when you're not eating, the body is healing. But these are like you gotta invest your money to something like that, because he did studies where like he had professional doctors with like lab coats and everything. Like he stayed in the hospital for a month just for him to study that fast, because he learned from Alvina Fulton, and this is a lady from out Chicago. She was known as one of the best healers from America, but it's really hard to find information on her. Like they got some from like the 1950s of her talking on like a clip on YouTube. But I've been really trying to find content on Alvina Fulton. I've been looking for people from Chicago. She got a book called The Kitchen Bible. That's two names that black people love: Kitchen and Bible. Why we can't find it? You can't even find a picture of the book. I'm literally can't find a picture. I found a title. She has like 3 to 4 books, and I only found the titles.
So you can't find them anywhere. We're gonna have to find a way to dig those up.
I found one. There was a guy out in English selling that book for like $1,500. I paid for it. Literally next week he sent me my money back.
Because they couldn't find it.
I don't know if he couldn't find it. I'm not sure what it was. But you talking about somebody got excited? Because in my mind, that's like new information that the world has seen but hasn't seen. Because everything she had burned down when she lost her building. She had a building out in Chicago. She had people like 14, 15 eating salads. That's what sparked Dick Gregory mind to even go speak with her. Because you talking about in Chicago, the 1950s, 60s, you got young people coming here, not eating the salad, eating the dressing off the salad. Just because of how the dressing is making their body feel.
And were they making the dressings?
Oh, all natural, all from scratch. She was from like, the lady was from like the Alvina Fulton. She was from the late great Alvina Fulton was from like the Midwest.
Really?
Y'all recording? I don't know if y'all was recording.
We recording everything, but we'll get back into it. Yeah, because I can chop it up and edit. And it sounds like what you just said when I was over there. That was a sound bite. That was a sound bite. So I feel like we can come back and do a whole nother podcast just on helping people understand steps that they can take to get off of pharmaceutical medication. Like that in itself is a podcast. Like I feel will help a lot of people because they just don't know and they trust the doctors blindly just because they got the lab coat.
It's crazy. The doctor asks you when you come in, what's wrong with you? Like, can you tell me what type of symptoms you're having? Like, they literally doing everything we can do for ourselves, but we just literally just ignoring it. Like, a person that have a heart, let's say a heart attack, your left or I forget which arm, but it starts to act a certain way. The body starts to feel a certain way. But we would ignore that and just go to a doctor, and the doctor is just going to sit and ask you some things.
They're going to tell you that, and then they're going to just look up, okay, this symptom goes with this pill. And that's it. They're not going to talk about changing your diet. They're not going to talk about, are you taking time to breathe and meditate daily? Do you have any relationships that's in turmoil? They're not going to do any of that. Just, okay, you got this, you need this pill, and then you need that pill. And, okay, we'll see you back in 6 weeks.
That's how you get paid.
And most people don't realize this is how they're making their money. And so if we're not sick, there's no money for them. Yeah, we can go on and on and on and on and on down this rabbit hole, which I think we actually will. We've come up with a genius idea. We're going to continue to bring y'all episodes every week. If y'all would like to keep these type of conversations going, leave, what should we drop? Drop Dr. Vegan, Mr. Vegan. We'll start calling him Dr. Vegan.
Dr. Vegan, I like that.
Drop Dr. Vegan, aka Mr. Vegan, in the comments. And then we're gonna get into some cooking as well, definitely. Showing y'all how to chop it up, how to make these oyster fried chicken sandwiches.
I'm trying to take perfection.
Spelt waffles and chicken. Is there anything that we didn't cover or that I didn't ask you that you would like to share with the people before we wrap up?
No, I just got a message for people. I don't think we definitely covered a lot, and we got more coming. So, be patient with yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, start where you are. Let's build.
Hey, let's build, and that's what we are doing. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the very first ALLLV TV podcast. It definitely was an honor, and yeah, just if we can continue to let love lead the way in everything that we do, these are the type of conversations and the type of fields we'll find ourselves operating in, where you don't have to go to school, be in the army, get a job. You can find what actually lights you up. And normally what lights you up will make a way for you and also help everyone around you, if not more. So just continue tapping in, and it really starts with the food. And food, if we break that part down, is the physical food, but then also the music we listen to, the air we breathe, the conversations we have. So let's, and being mindful of all the food that we consume. But anyway, okay, I'm going to get off of my soapbox there. Sienna, did we have any questions from the audience?
You should tell them to drop in the comments that I am worthy of absolute health or optimal health.
Ooh,
so then that's an affirmation.
Yeah, so if you are watching this and you can hear the sound of my voice, in the comments to yourself, write it in your notes, say it out loud, I am worthy of optimal health. I am a divine being. All of my cells function as the divine has created them to function. I choose health. I choose life. I choose longevity. I choose peace, and I choose me.
Can I mention one more thing?
Yes, you can.
Literally, if you have an ailment going on in your body right now, don't let that discourage you from seeking help. Literally, nothing is permanent. Nothing is forever. It's just the alternatives and the routes you decide to take. You find the right route, you will find yourself a treatment, a cure, a reverse, whatever you want to call it.
Ashe. Definitely. I second that part. We really realize the true potentiality of our bodies. Like, we can transmute and heal anything. Like, there are studies, people have been, Dr. Sebi healing people of cancer, AIDS, herpes, all type of degenerative diseases that are, plaguing our people just because we don't know and have the information, and even don't know that we can heal ourselves. It's really all within us. The cells will do it, and we just got to give them what they need to function and vibrate properly, and stop putting, eliminate the stuff that's killing them, like you said with the computer.
Definitely dead flesh.
Yes.
Most STDs come from eating dead flesh.
Stop.
Like, for example, herpes, like chickens have a similar virus that affected by herpes. What they did was they took that virus from the chicken, figured out how to mutate it and make it acceptable for humans. So let's just say a person trying to get off of herpes or going all the right ways to taking the herbs and doing the routine, but they still eating the chicken. You're still letting the disease run rampant in your body because you're eating the chicken.
What? I did not know that.
I'm talking about, any disease that you can look up, is literally one that got a patent.
Stop.
They got a patent. Anytime you find something with a patent, they did some research on it. They didn't figure out, because it just doesn't appear. Like, it has to manifest from somewhere. So it's our job to figure out where it manifests from, so we can correct it.
I say. I feel like.
All right.
I could just talk to you all day. I feel like we could just keep it going. But we are gonna wrap up. We love y'all so much, from our heart to yours. Thank you for taking the time to be present with us. Hopefully you got something out of this podcast. We got something from our audience.
Okay. What would you recommend to people who are going through stage 4 colon cancer in regarding to food and being able to completely, working on
food, right?
As far as food and healing their bodies. Ooh.
Well, as far as
hold on, wait a second. Okay, yeah. As far as food and healing. Okay. As far as food and healing the body, what would you recommend to people who are going through that form of an ailment where they say it's not curable?
Yeah, because it's like in a latent stage. Remember we were talking about the 3 different types of diets that I can help people get on, for the alkaline, the transitional, and the raw. We won't have to cut the raw and the transitional out, because that person's at a state where their body can't handle that type of food at all. You would literally just have to go alkaline. That's all the food having a high pH level, and it's taking herbs that heal the body, that's designed for those ailments. There's a combination of herbs and eating a proper diet. And I would connect them with an herbalist and then myself for the food portion. But you gotta get off the foods, like whatever dead flesh that you're eating, you gotta just stop. Like now, no, yesterday, last week, last month, like you got to. Or you're just gonna die sooner. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. Cause you're already in this latent stage. The body's already hurting itself. Like the body's trying to heal. But if you saying cancer, so you're doing chemotherapy. So now
Not me.
No. But I'm saying like if they're in like a latent stage, I would imagine that you're doing chemotherapy.
So my mother is the one that's going through it. She just stopped chemo because she's going a more raw diet.
I can connect you, man.
I will talk.
I'm saying
we'll talk. But I was curious because I feel like right now she's in a space where she is a lot more open. She wants to hear these things. She wants to know. Because at this point, she made that big decision of completely getting off.
Like that water that they go to.
Yeah, Indian Springs.
I got footage like from people. Like I don't know these people from Adam and Eve. I had cancer. I came and got this water from my grandmother, my mother. This water has literally helped their cancer. I don't know. So I got footage in my phone. I can show you Chinese, blacks, whites, all different races coming to get this water because of the healing properties and there's sulfur in that water. Sulfur is good for your immune system. Your immune system, that's like the base for your body is your immune system. It's the immunity if something does come in your body to be able to fight it off. Now, her having that latent stage of cancer, her immune system is destroyed right now. Like, she needs the herbs. She needs to eat the proper diet in order for her body to heal. Like,
Jesus, I'm telling you.
And the bitters, too.
Let me tell you something about my mother that's really interesting. My mother's...
Should we...
Let me stop recording this.
Yeah. Did we do a final outro? I'm
you did kind of do it. You did. You definitely did. And then he kind of said,
and then we started talking again.
But if you want to do one real quick again, just in case.
I'm just trying to see how that'll flow. Okay, so
we still on the cheap part. We coming back Sunday and we adding that special. So
and then we could do that.
Matter of fact, if anything, you could make some of these clips as trailers for the next.
For the other one, because that was one I honestly forgot. I wanted to lead off with how we met. In the spring. Yeah. That's what I feel like the proper, and then we can go into the water and then go into the. Yeah, okay. But yeah, we did the outro, and we're gonna do this again. I think this was perfect. Okay, so we can see that we can stop recording or keep recording because who knows as we're talking. If we could get the photos.
Yeah.
And then what time is it? 6:23. Okay. Get the.
Next time I come, y'all met Nas. I'm gonna come as you're not gonna be here. I'm gonna come as Mr. Vegan. A whole different type of energy. And we giving y'all some amazing lasagna.
You want me to do the intro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I just pick up talking about the food.
Okay, cool. All right. And take 1, 2, 3. Okay. What's up, family? Thank you guys for tuning in to another fresh episode of Mr. Vegan Cooking with Love. Today we are going to be